Dear students, having discussed Friedman's restatement of the quantity theory, let us consider what is the difference between Keynes' theory of demand for money and Friedman's restatement of the quantity theory of money. The first difference is Friedman's demand for money function is stable. Friedman's demand for money function is stable. But Keynes' money demand function is unstable. Remember this. The question is whether K is a constant or not. According to Milton Friedman, K is stable, but according to Keynes, K is unstable. It shifts considerably with the public confidence in the economy. As we have discussed, at a low rate of interest, at a very low rate of interest, money holdings will be very high. Remember this, Keynesian analysis considers demand for money as an asset in addition to its use in transactions. Asset means people held money due to uncertainty about future course of interest rate. At a low rate of interest, everyone believes that interest rate will increase in future. So there is capital loss. So everyone will hold money. And asset demand for money as an asset will be very high because opportunity cost of holding money is very low. But when rate of interest is very high, opportunity cost of holding money is low, is very high, or we will say that everyone expects that in future interest rate will decrease. So there will be a gain in the price of bonds, capital gain on bonds. So at a high rate of interest, people will economize on transactions by using less amount of money. So K is not a constant. If K is a variable, money demand function is not stable. Money demand function is unstable. That is one fundamental difference between Keynesian analysis and Friedman's analysis. The second one is Friedman does not classify money demand into transaction, precautionary and speculative motives. According to Friedman, money, like other goods, money like other goods has attributes which make it useful. So, Friedman does not find it useful to segregate demand based on each of these uses. Your wealth can be kept in various forms, and a person will allocate his assets in such a way that marginal rate of return on assets is same. Portfolio reallocation takes place when marginal rate of return is affected, as we have seen an increase in the supply of money, for example. Then it will have its repercussions in the economy in the form of increased demand for goods, etc. So portfolio allocation is very important in the Friedman's model, and Friedman did not compartmentalize demand for money into different segments. A third difference is Friedman includes return on bond, equities, durable goods, etc. as substitutes to money. Whereas in the Keynesian analysis, wealth is held either in the form of money or in the form of bonds. But Friedman expanded income yielding assets into equities, bonds, durable goods, etc. But this difference is not very important because bonds can be used to include other assets, including equities. Equities and bonds are not one and the same thing, but we can place equities in the category of bonds. Anyway, this is a difference between Keynesian and monetarist analysis. And a fourth difference is Friedman makes explicit possibility of other substitutes and also allow for shift from money directly to commodities as rate of return changes. And Friedman's theory can be used to restate Cambridge equation like this. MD is equal to K of RB, RE, RD into PY. MD KPY. Now K depends on return on all these. So instead of a constant K, we have K as a function of returns on assets other than money. And a rise in the return on any of these assets, K to fall. A rise in the rate of return on any of these assets cause K to fall, reflecting increased desirability of alternative assets. And in these terms, he restated quantity theory, providing a systematic explanation to K that take into account Keynes' analysis of demand for money as an asset. So the difference between quantity theory and Friedman's restatement is Friedman provides a systematic account of what determines K. And in doing so, he has taken into account Keynes' analysis of the role of money as an asset. And in Friedman's version of the quantity theory, in equilibrium, S is equal to MD is equal to K of RB, RE, RD, PY. With a stable money demand function, an exogenous increase in the supply of money either results in an increase in nominal income, PY, or cause a decline in RB, RE, or RD, which causes K to rise with the indirect effect on PY. So initially, money supply is equal to money demand. Suppose that money supply increases exogenously. It will directly affect PY, provided that the economy is in a state of full employment, or it causes a decline in RB, RE and RD cause a decline in which causes K to rise with the indirect effect on Py. With the indirect effect on Py. And a quantity theorist believes that money demand function is stable, that changes in money supply come from the supply side as a result of the policies of central bank, and also that changes in the quantity of money is the major determinant of nominal income. Major determinant of nominal income. So this is an important point. In the quantity theory tradition, money supply is the major determinant of nominal income. But in the Keynesian model, you will not get such a link. If there is an increase in the supply of money, provided that the economy is operating with less than full employment, interest rate will decline, economic activity will increase, investment will be boosted, income will increase, but the relation is not direct and proportional. But in the Cambridge analysis, K is stable. K is stable so that MS has direct effect on nominal income. So the purpose of Friedman's restatement of quantity theory is to emphasize demand for money as an asset, or to take into account Keynesian contribution to the theory of demand for money as an asset. And this is Friedman's restatement of quantity theory of money.